Mount Rushmore of boxing stars, all-time boxing greats. This is another one of these conversations that you guys love to have. If we do a pound for pound, we'll be debating forever because you can only put 4 guys up there, right? That's all Mount Rushmore has, 4 presidents. So to do the pound for pound all time, it's like really, really difficult. So we're gonna go with one of the weight classes that I fought in, the welterweight division. You know, it's a really a star-studded, historically star-studded weight class. You still have a pretty good debate as far as the Mount Rushmore of the all-time welterweights. And we're going to see, you know, in no particular order here. I don't want you guys to say, oh, because I know the whole debate of who's the greatest of all time and the welterweight, you know, some of the older guys will say some people, some of the less older guys will say somebody else, the modern people will say somebody else. I'd rather not get into that. But, you know, let's start with older to newer. You will go that way. You know, Sugar Ray Robinson. Obviously, I think everybody would agree with that one. Sugar Ray Robinson deserves to be on the all-time great welterweights. And if there was a Mount Rushmore for all-time great welterweights, Sugar Ray Robinson would definitively be on that mountain. Mount Rushmore of boxing great welterweights, Sugar Ray Robinson. Number 2, you know what, bro? We're going to stay on the Sugars. We're also going to keep it going time-wise. So we've gone with a little bit more of the past Sugar Ray Robinson. We're going to go with Sugar Ray Leonard. A couple of decades later, Sugar Ray Leonard into the fray. He certainly deserves to be on the all-time welterweight Mount Rushmore. Terrific fighter, Olympic gold medalist, the whole 9. You know, you guys know the Ray Leonard's career, you know. Third on my Mount Rushmore all-time welterweights, Floyd Mayweather. He, the 50-0 man, the pound-for-pound king in his generation. Money May. I like him more. It's Pretty Boy Floyd. Whatever the case is, he retired undefeated. He is unreal. And in the conversation, any of these 3 guys are really in the conversation for all-time best welterweight ever. We're not going to get into that, but we're obviously putting them into the Mount Rushmore of all-time great welterweights. Number 4. You know, this was took a lot of thinking. I wasn't sure which way to go here. You know, it was a debate between a few people, and you know, it's a debatable one. You know, once you start getting to number 4, it's gonna be, you know, you're gonna have a lot of debates. You know, I think those 3 guys, everybody would agree, but once you start getting to 4, you start going a little bit more. So, what did I come up with? After much debate and much thinking, my number 4 guy on the all-time welterweight list for Mount Rushmore of welterweights is Paulie Malignaggi. Why am I number 4 on the all-time welterweight list, on the Mount Rushmore list? Just because, bro. This is my page. Like I said, I can rate him how I want him. That's it. You know, guys, I rate it how I want him. You know, I'll tell you what. I never lost a fight I wasn't supposed to lose. I was an underdog so many times, and I won a bunch of fights as an underdog. I actually get a lot of criticism. People say, oh, I lost all my big fights. Actually, no. I actually got robbed against Adrian Bronner. I got robbed against Juan Diaz the first time. I beat an undefeated ex-Olympian to win a welterweight title in his own country. I didn't see anybody else going over there. I was a 3.5 to 1 underdog when I did it. Every single loss I have, including the Sam Eggington loss, which is at the end of my career, I was the odds-on underdog. So it's not like I lost fights that I wasn't supposed to lose when everybody was picking them to lose. Everybody in hindsight can say, oh, you know what? He lost every big fight. I know, guys. You guys were picking against me in so many fights. You guys were picking against me in the Zab fight. Then after I beat him, you say, oh, Zab was done. We were both coming off competitive losses against top guys. Then all of a sudden, Zab was done after I beat him, though. Senchenko. Oh, well, we didn't know Senchenko. Senchenko was undefeated. He was an ex-Olympian. What do you want me to tell you? I gave him his first L. And nobody else was going over there. I was a 3.5 to 1 underdog. What were you guys saying before that? Don't pretend you don't know. But what were you guys saying? Oh, Paulie's going over there to cash out one last payday. He's going to retire after this. He's got nothing left. 3.5 to 1. I come back with the BA title, WBA title. Oh, man. That doesn't count either, though. Hindsight doesn't count. When I beat Lovemore Endo for the IBF title, Endo had been robbed against Sean Van Mitchell in his WBA title bid, and he'd given Miguel Cotto a hell of a fight. A couple years before. If anybody hasn't seen Cotto versus Lovemore Endo, you should check that out. It's probably on YouTube somewhere. I dominated him. Every round. Dominated him. A guy who had not been dominated to that point, had given Junior Witter a really tough fight, who when he was the WBC champion, had given Miguel Cotto a very tough fight, and Sean Van Mitchell, most people thought Lovemore had beaten Sean Van Mitchell and should have already been WBA champion by the time I fought him. Sean Van was WBA champion at the time when Lovemore fought him. I beat that guy too. You guys. Now, wasn't a lot of you guys picking me then either. Some of you guys actually thought I was shot from the Cotto fight. I don't know how a guy would be shot at 26 years old. I can remember going back that far. So, yeah, you know what, guys? If I don't get credit from you guys, I'm going to give credit to myself. Number 4 on the all-time Mount Rushmore list, Paulie Malignaggi.